Good afternoon. We'll now start. First of all, I'd like to welcome everybody to this pep talk this afternoon. Please mute yourself, but always show your video picture. Sign in your name, your Facebook account, or email address in the chat box. Please include the names of companions attending with you. Use the chat box to ask questions and make comments while the pep talk is on. There will be group pictures at the start and end of the pep talk, so please show your faces in the video. A reminder after the pep talk is to take the online Learning Cum Evaluation Test exercise or OLETE for mastery of learning and have a perfect score to get a certificate like the one shown here. I have placed the link in the chat box. Another reminder, obtaining 25 OLETE certificates after passing the OLETE will entitle one mentee to a voucher for a R.O. Hoson medical consultation, either face-to-face or telemedical. So free medical consultation. Another request, please type in your feedback in the chat box during the open forum and before we adjourn. Thank you. Let's now have a group picture taking before we start the pep talk proper in 2 minutes. Please turn on your video now. Show your faces. Okay. One. The others are not in the pictures. Di kayo sasama? Okay. Okay. One, two, bakit pahabol? Okay. One, two, three. I have a patient empowerment program in which I like to empower lay people or patients to take control in the management of their health. I started the pep talk on May 15, 2021 during the COVID-19 pandemic. There are 3 courses in the pep talk. I completed the core course on October 9, 2021. And then from October 23, 2021 onwards, I've been tackling health disorders and health issues courses. May 17 this year, 2025, marks the start of year number 5 of R.O. Hoson Pep Talk. How long the pep talk will last will depend on our enthusiasm, discipline, and perseverance. My pep talk today is entitled Keeping Medical Records for Life. Why? Why we should keep the medical records for life and how. So the empowerment objective is for lay people to have an essential understanding on keeping medical records for life, how and why as part of their health management. The contents of this particular pep talk will be the following. I'll give you a backgrounder for this pep talk. What are medical records? Why should all people keep their medical records for life? And how should all people keep their medical records for life? When say all people, everybody, including doctors who are future patients. So keeping their medical records in terms of generating, keeping, and archiving, storage or keeping them, okay? Then the last topic will be R.O. Hoson advocating statements and advice on keeping medical records for life. A disclaimer, my pep talk will contain my thoughts, perceptions, opinions, and recommendations culled from my personal experiences as well as from the writings of other health professionals. As a backgrounder to this pep talk, I've given a pep talk before on medical records. It was on August 2022. That's 23 years ago. Okay. The exact title was Medical Records Generate, Keep, and Archive. The contents of this particular pep talk were the following. What are medical records from the layman's or lay people's perspective? What are the common types of medical records? What are the uses of medical records? Why is it important for the lay people to generate, keep, and archive medical records? What are ways of generating medical records? What are ways of keeping medical records? And then what are ways of archiving medical records? Then the last topic was my advocating statements and advice on medical records. So these were the contents of this particular pep talk in August 2022. So today, I'd like to emphasize the importance of keeping medical records for life. I want to emphasize that by sharing with you a story of a patient who got into the issues and challenges for not keeping her medical records. So this particular patient, EMC, was about 40 years old, okay, Filipino patients, okay, Filipina, okay, who consulted in April 2025, just a few months ago, for a chief concern of a recurrent thyroid nodule, may umulit na thyroid nodule. She came in with a thyroid ultrasound which showed ThyRADS 5. When you say ThyRADS 5, it's highly suspicious for cancer. So ThyRADS 5 nodule ang reported in the ultrasound. My physical examination findings and diagnosis did not jive with the ultrasound findings and ThyRADS diagnosis. So di magkatugma. This forced me to do more investigation, which would include more interrogation, particularly on her history of previous operations. Kasi recurrent ito, no? So that means he has previous operation. And to decide if additional diagnostic procedures are needed. I inquired on her previous operation. She said, I was the one, ako daw, ang nag-opera sa kanya several years ago in Manila Doctors Hospital. I could not even remember her, okay? But she could not also remember the exact year of the operation, as she confessed she did not have, and to be more exact, she did not have a copy of any records of her previous operation. So she ventured a guess that the operation might be in 2009 or 2010, but she was not sure. So that was about 15 to 16 years ago. I asked her if she could remember the histopathologic diagnosis during the first operation, which was very important in making a diagnosis of her current or recurrent thyroid nodule. Okay, para may clue tayo, no? So kung may natatandaan siya, histopathologic diagnosis on the first operation. I asked her if she could remember what I told her on the histopathologic diagnosis after the operation. Since she doesn't have a record, and I said, baka natatandaan kung anong sinabi ko sa iyo. Because it is my practice to tell all patients of the histopathologic diagnosis after an operation, or at least the diagnosis after the operation. Na, kung di yung histopathologic informal report, sasabihin ko, ano ba yung diagnosis after the operation? She said she could not remember and she did not know the diagnosis, as she confessed she did not have any follow-up with me after the operation. Importante may follow-up, pero she did not come back for follow-up to me after the operation. In another attempt to retrieve the information on the histopath at least, and other information like the extent of thyroidectomy, kung ganong ka-extent, kung total or subtotal ginawa ko sa kanya. So these are to help me in my diagnosis. I asked my secretary to double check if she could locate her medical records in the clinic, in my clinic. However, my secretary could not find it. So this was my other attempt to get the information. Possible reasons for the absence of her clinic records in my office were that she just had a short stint with me. Maikli lang, baka one page lang yung record niya o 2 pages lang because she did not follow up with me after the operation. And most likely, I usually discard my records in my clinic for patients who were last seen more than 10 years ago, particularly those with no follow-up consultations. So this particular patient, she was operated in 2009 or 2010. She cannot remember when. So her last consultation was 15 to 16 years ago. So usually, pwede ko nang itapon yung records sa clinic ko if its last checkup was more than 10 years. Sa kanya, 15 to 16 years ago was her last consultation. We tried another means to retrieve her old records. We asked the hospital's medical records department and laboratory department histopath section. However, we were told all her records were discarded, tinapon na already. The medical records department just had a record stating that she was operated in 2010. Isang statement lang, isang sentence lang that she was operated on 2010. So at least na-establish yung year of the operation, hindi 2009, but 2010. Okay, so, but that's all that the medical records department can furnish us in terms of the information. There were no other records. So tinapon na yung lahat ng records niya from the time of records of admission, kasi sa Manila doctor siya na-operan, at yung mga records of operations, kasama doon, natapon na. So the Department of Medical Records told us the reason why no more records of the patient. So the reason is there was a policy from the Department of Health starting 2021, so that's the latest yata ito, 2021, that 10 years is the retention period for inpatient medical records. So pwedeng itago yung mga inpatient medical records sa hospital for 10 years. After that, pwedeng nang itapon. Dati-dati, abutan ka pa may 50 years, may 25 years. Okay. Pero ngayon, in 2021, there's a new ruling, 10 years na lang for the inpatient. And then 7 years for the outpatient medical records. So for the patient, for this particular patient, she was operated 15 years ago. So this is way past the retention period for the medical records in the hospital. 10 years lang kasi ang allotted retention period. So 15 years ago na yung records niya, if she still have. So na-discard na, wala na. So quick learning and reflection. If only we have the old medical records from the patient herself, kahit galing lang sa kanya. So we don't expect the hospital and my clinic to have them anymore after 15 years have expired. They could have facilitated, kung meron lang siyang medical records, they could have facilitated our diagnosis formulation, whether the recurrent thyroid nodule is cancer or not. Yan lang naman kalaban. Kung meron kang recurrence, ng bukol sa thyroid, question is whether it's cancer or not. So we may not have to do further diagnostic procedures such as needle biopsy and repeat ultrasound if we have the old records which help us in the diagnosis formulation. Pero wala siya, kaya nagkakaroon ako ng problema noon, challenge on whether to do a needle biopsy or repeat ultrasound. So teach and learn from this particular patient. What are medical records? Medical records are documents that contain the history of what transpired in the person's health from birth to death. So yeah, meron tayong birth certificate, that's part of the medical records. May death certificate tayo, that's part of the medical records. In between, yung mga treatment sa outpatient, sa clinic, sa hospital, these are all part of the medical records also. Specific types of medical records that a person can generate, get, keep, and archive will be one, personal health journal, kung pwedeng gumawa siya ng isang sariling narration of her health conditions and mga diseases that she encountered throughout life. Number two, sources will be the medical clinic consultations, notes from physicians and other healthcare professionals, but these are hard to find. Okay. Konti lang gumagawa ng medical clinic consultation notes at binibigay sa pasyente. No? Ako lang yata, I don't know. Okay. Then hospital records when confined, usually may records ito, but as I said, kalaban mo yung retention period ng 10 years. Diagnostic test results and reports, and then treatment records and others. So these are the various types of medical records. Yung personal na ginawa mo, na sinulat mo lang, parang journal, diary, then kung meron kang nagpa-consult ka sa doktor, kung meron mga notes, no, yung parang sa akin, yung mga nagko-consult sa akin, may mga notes ako binibigay sa kanila, then hospital records, diagnostic tests, treatment records. Now, why should all people keep their medical records for life? I want to emphasize this in this particular lecture. As I said, this is the second lecture on this topic, medical records. As mentioned, medical records are historical records which a person and the healthcare professionals can look back to, number one, help manage the current health problem, especially if there is a relation to the past health problem or influence from the past. Okay. So parang ito, may recurrence siya. So we have to look back, anong nangyari noon. No? Number two, to facilitate compliance to organizations which ask for health history records. When you in this world, if you go to organizations, no, if you apply or join an organizations, maraming hinihingi ng health history records. Example will be, you need your medical records for if you want to get PWD ID and its benefits, you want to avail of its benefits, then sa mga insurances that you are applying, and then sa work naman, not application, we must have the records kung meron kang history of other previous diseases, then travel documents, meron pang humihingi niyan, then school documents, requirements, meron pa, okay, and others. So knowing that a lot of organizations, companies, no, institutions are requiring medical records, so it's important to keep them so that it will help you comply with the requirements. Hospitals and clinics do not keep your medical records forever. That is, if you have previous medical records generated by them. So this is another reason why you should keep your medical records, personal medical records for life. When you say keep, kayo ang magtatago, no? Okay. Because hospitals and clinics do not keep your medical records forever. Okay, that's one. Kung meron man, baka nawawala rin sa kanila. Okay, no. So for inpatients, the retention period is only up to 10 years based on the 2021 circular of the Department of Health. And for the outpatient, the retention period is only up to 7 years from the date of the last consultation. Okay. So when you say date of last consultation, let's say nagpa-consult siya ng 2000. So, but nag-consult siya ng 2000, let's say, 13, ganon. So 13, 25, so more than 7 years, pwede nang itapon. Pero kung nag-consult siya ng 2000, so that's only 5 years. So you expect the medical records to be in the clinic or in the outpatient department. Okay? So but basta yun ang the counting is up yung from the date of the last consultation and yung date of the first consultation. So this is favor ito sa pasyente. So thus patients should keep all their medical records for life. Keep records and for life, forever. So regard all medical records as vital records or documents, like a birth certificate, which everybody should have a copy and keep for life, as it will be asked every now and then throughout the lifetime of any person. I suppose all of you have a copy of birth certificate. Kung wala, magkakaproblema kayo. Ha? Baka, baka i-deport kayo. Baka, okay? So medical records are vital records. When you say vital records, they record important events in one's life, which will be scrutinized, examined carefully, and used every now and then throughout your lifetime. Okay? The management of a person's health up to the time of death. Hanggang kamatayan, gagamitin pa rin yan. No? So let's say if you get sick just before you're about to die, the doctors will always ask for your medical records, past medical records, to be able to diagnose, to help them manage you. No? Yes, sabi ko, it should be kept up to the time of death. The most important reason why we should keep our medical records for life is that past medical records are important in the management of the current problems. So in our life, there will always be recurrence or occurrence and then recurrence of health problems. Walang katapusan yan. Ha? So we will have health problems before we die. So kung minsan isa lang, kung minsan dalawa, tatlo, lima, 10, marami. It all depends. So physicians will always look, especially if you consult the physicians, which you cannot avoid also, okay? Unless hindi kayo magpapatingin sa doktor, no? The physicians will always look for them, for the medical records, as they can facilitate the current management of the patient's health problems, both in terms of diagnosis and treatment. When I say facilitate, it will help them decide easily or efficiently what to do. Baka iba, hindi na kailangan i-repeat yung test, no? So because they know the diagnosis already. So kung wala yung mga records mo, baka paulit-ulit maraming papagawa sa atin, sa inyo, no? How should all people keep their medical records for life? So there are 3 procedures. Number 1 is to generate. Number 2, keep. Number 3, archive. So I'll try to retrieve my previous slide from my previous lecture. As I said, I gave a lecture on August 2022. So let's start with generate. Generating medical records means making medical records by yourself via a journal. If you look at the internet, I have a journal for myself, yung medical record journal, yung mga sakit ko. Okay. And then other way of generating will be through the documents or records that are supposed to be made for you when you have health or medical consultations. Pag nagpa-consult kayo, more or less there are records, so itatago na ninyo yon, no? So diagnostic tests, treatment procedures, hospital confinements, if you're confined, and other services done by a physician or healthcare provider or healthcare institutions. So number 1, you can generate it by yourself. You make your own journal. Okay? Kung wala ka pang mga documents, yung mga, let's say, wala ka pang lab test results, you can do one, no? Okay. But kung usually meron na, then i-compile mo na. No? So yung mga records na nanggagaling sa doktor, nanggagaling sa hospitals, sa diagnostic centers, isama na nyo, ikumpul-kumpul na ninyo. Okay. So one way of generating medical records is to make a personal journal of your health history. So if you have not done it, you can start now. I-recall ninyo hanggang kaya ninyo from birth up to current age. No? And then, ano yung current symptoms ninyo? Baka may current problems kayo. That's part of your journal. So this is not usually being practiced except for a few persons who know the importance of this practice. And I would highly recommend this to all everybody. The importance of this generating personal records. So as I said, I have posted a blog on this one, personal medical records of R.O. Hoson sample. So you can take a look at this link. No? But going to the importance, number one, it facilitates in self-diagnosis and self-treatment. Kasi ikaw gumagawa ng records mo, masasabi mo, ano yung sakit mo, ano yung pwede mong gawin. No? Okay. Facilitating the process of medical consultations, very much appreciated by the physicians. Kung meron kang journal, before you see or when you see the doctor, pakita mo na lang. So, ma-appreciate ng doctor at it will make their job easier. No? Number three, facilitate compliance to organizations which ask for the health history. The other way of generating medical records is through the documents of records that are supposed to be made for you when you have health, when you go to the hospital or clinics for medical consultations, when you have diagnostic tests like X-ray, like ultrasound, mammo, okay, etc., lab tests, and then blood tests, then treatment procedures, hospital confinements, and other services done by a physician or a healthcare provider or healthcare institution. A lot of people do not take this seriously. The consequence is the inconvenience of looking for these records when needed in the future, as seen in that particular patient that I narrated. Okay? So make sure that you ask for all these records and then keep them and archive them for future use. So remember, you want to keep a record so that when you go to a hospital for when you have lab tests, make sure you compile them. No? Para mabuo ninyo yung buong generation of your medical records. So this is a challenge because almost all physicians do not give patients records of the medical consultation. Everything is verbal. So when you are confined, may konting records, pero when you go to the clinics, halos wala, except Dr. Hoson. Okay, I give records to the patients. A duplicate copy, which you keep. Okay. So example of this one, this is an example of the records that I usually give. No? So the mga findings, no? And then mga discussions, no? On the diagnosis, as well as kung anong gagawin, mga options for further diagnostic tests, and then options for treatment dito. Okay. And then I usually ask the patient to sign for the informed consent. Okay. Then before I sign it, or I sign it. No? Another example here. This is during the teleconsult of during the COVID-19. So I give a copy of these records to the patients, typewritten, complete with drawing, with diagnosis pa, and then the recommendations on what to do. Okay. And then what I did here, I mentioned here, findings, diagnosis, and recommendations given, explained, understood, and jointly agreed upon with the patient. So questions answered. So what to do? As I said, this is a challenge. Halos lahat hindi nagbibigay. So what to do? You ask. Okay. If not the written copies, ask for at least the diagnosis. Sige, yan na lang. Kasi ito yung pinaka-practical. Kasi a lot of doctors do not give the exact diagnosis, more so the records that they have there. So pakisabi, ano ba yung diagnosis mo sa akin? Then, so pag sinabi ng verbal, i-jot down na lang yun sa isang papel, sa isang notebook. Okay? And then, yung mga other explanations, ilagay na rin yun sa isang journal, no? And then collect it, no? Okay? So, kung wala yung gumagawa ng gayang ginagawa ko. Now, the second procedure will be to keep. After generating, you keep. Keeping medical records mean collecting personal medical records and then safekeeping them, both the personal journal and the ones given by the health professionals and healthcare institutions. Again, a lot of people do not take this seriously. The consequence is the inconvenience of looking for these records and when needed in the future, as illustrated in this particular case that I presented. So make sure that you have a complete collection of your medical records and thereafter ensure that they don't get lost. So meaning you safe keep them. So this is an example of a patient presenting with all the medical records that she had in the past. And I salute her, I congratulated her. Okay. So I asked, when she came to me, I asked her, and I usually, my practice is to ask them to bring their old medical records. So this is what she brought to me. Okay. So from different times, no? This is one first record, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So as I said, this is a challenge. The doctors usually do not give you one copy, okay? And the other challenge is a lot of doctors get and keep the diagnostic reports of the patients during consultations and hospital confinement and do not return them. That's another issue here. So pag pinakita mo yung lab results niyo sa kanya, usually a lot of them do not return them to you. Itatago nilang doon and there's no way of getting them back unless you really ask for them. No? So what to do? You just give the photocopies. So make sure to keep the original copies. Yan ang advice ko. When you go to see the doctor, siyempre you want maganda yung kompleto yung mga records mo, but make sure you bring the photocopies, no? And make sure you have a original copy. Kung walang photocopies, make sure you get back the original copies. So what to do? For the films and other hard copies of diagnostic procedures, make sure they are returned to you. Sabi mo, Doc, wala akong copy niyan. Can I just give in the future, I'll just give you a copy kung pwede lang. Okay. Now, the third procedure in the generate, keep, and archive is the archiving. When you say archiving, this means placing all the collected medical records in a specific arrangement system by which they can easily be identified and retrieved when needed. And then also in a specified place where they can easily be retrievable, madaling i-kunin, i-retrieve, okay? And then with measures to safeguard from privacy issue and loss. Okay, you also want them to be safe keep from privacy. Okay, baka makakita ng iba, ayaw mo pakita sa iba, and then baka mawala rin. No? So arrangement by folder system based on, you can arrange it by dates, okay, when the medical records were generated, or by the type of medical records, if serial, with date arrangement. Example, if you have a series of thyroid function tests, i-arrange lang ninyo, and then chronologically arranged by the date and the time. Identify a specific place in the house or outside the house where the hard and soft copies of the medical records will be stored collectively and on the long-term basis and you can remember them. For digital copies, identify where to store and remember. Tandaan niyo kung saan nilalagay, sa iPad, sa laptop, desktop, etc. Or you can put it in the cloud, so make sure that there's privacy there, the email, blog site, etc. Or you can put it in USB, external hard drive, etc., etc. So nasa inyo na yun. No? So this is to put it in a specific place where you can easily be retrievable. No? Ako, I usually put them, I have a copy of the yung hard copies, but I also have a digital copies. No? Now, in terms of measures to safeguard from privacy issue and loss, so measures against privacy issues, keep them private. This is your call. If you don't like to be private, to keep your privacy of your records, bahala kayo, but we make a decision on that. And then the loss issue also have a backup. Okay, as I said, hard copies with soft copies, mas maganda. Okay, several soft and hard and soft copies, placing the backup in another remote place in case of fire. Kaya may isang remote place, sabihin natin kung meron kang another house or another area, lagay mo doon sa ibang lugar. Kung sakaling nasunugan ka sa isang bahay, at least meron ka pang backup. Samples of techniques of keeping medical records by patients. Ayun, sa isang envelope lang, brown envelope, lahat doon, no? Sa loob. And then another one, they compile it, no? Okay, medical records of Shobe, it is name of a patient, no? Okay, kasi yung records ko usually maliit lang naman, parang pad lang, kaya kasyang-kasya dito. Another way is to use the clear book, okay, to hold the records, kaya madaling makita, no? This is a sample of a patient with a lot of clear book, naka-label pa, no? Okay, so may date from 2013 to and July, ganun, may dates, no? Naka-label pa lahat, no? So I should congratulate this patient, no? And then naman, may summary siya, okay? Parang journal nito, no? From April 2014 up to November 2015, ganun, may summary siya. No? Then i-update na lang ito. No? I also have my own personal medical files, medical records. I put it in a clear book. No? So my last topic is my advocating statements and advice on medical recording for life. So have the medical records of your physical and mental wellness and illness from birth to the current age or current time. So I started collecting it not during my childhood, pero probably I forgot now kung kailan ko ginawa, probably 20 years ago. So medyo may edad na ako. So I try to recall lang whatever yung mga vaccinations that I had childhood. So siyempre hindi ko matatandaan lahat. So but I tried my best to come out with the records. No? But starting at a certain age, let's say 40, 50, very detailed na yung aking mga recording. Okay? So I would update these records every 3 years at least or earlier as indicated. Kung may nangyari during the year, kahit na 1 year pa lang or 6 months, i-update na ninyo. Then you can ask the physicians to help you organize the initial comprehensive medical records. I don't know if you can find somebody who can do this, but for me, I can do it for you if you want to ask me, okay? My public service to you, okay? So then ask for copies of medical records from your attending physicians whenever you seek consultations. Remember that when you go to a physician for consultations, ask for a copy. As I said, if they cannot give you a copy, ask them what's your diagnosis and what are the treatment being done, and then i-jot down ninyo sa isang journal. Okay? So whenever you undergo a procedure, both diagnostic and therapeutics, so again, keep all the medical records, and whenever you are confined in the hospital. Usually may records yan, pero make sure that kompleto yung makukuha ninyo. No? Paminsan, konti lang makukuha ninyo. No? Then keep copies of all results of laboratory, diagnostic, radiologic, x-rays, and other medical procedure examinations that you went through. Tago rin ninyo. So you never know when you're gonna need them. Don't leave your medical records to your physicians without making sure you have the original copies for your file. That's a minimum. Basta yung original copies na sa iyo. Gusto mong bigyan ng doktor mong may record siya, mas maganda kung may record siya, pero yung duplicate copies. Records left or given to your physicians may get lost. It is difficult to ask the physicians for your medical records that you have left with them, especially when you want to see another doctor for a second opinion. Kung sasabihin niya, nakakahiya naman kung hihingi ko yung records at sasabihin sa kanya, pupunta ako sa ibang doktor. Nakakahiya, di ba? So on the first time, make sure you don't leave your records with them. Okay? Or at least, mapupunta sa kanila, duplicate copies. Bring copies of your medical records whenever you see a physician, whether new or previous ones. Bring the latest records at least. Kung hindi niyo makuha yung mga old ones, at least the latest records. Yun ang palaging advice ko sa mga pasyente who will consult me. Okay? They have to bring their old records. Okay? New physicians will need your previous records to facilitate medical consultation and treatment. If you see a new physician, siguradong hihingin ka ng previous records noon. Now, yung mga old physicians, let's say yung dati mo nang pinupuntahan, they will need your previous records for review to facilitate current medical consultation and treatment, especially if they don't, or they lost, or they don't have a good copy of your records, previous records. And then previous physicians may not remember the results of information in the previous medical consultation and treatment, especially kung hindi siya kompleto yung mga notes niya sa kanyang sariling records. And then, as I said, previous physicians may have or may have lost your records in the previous medical consultations. There's always imperfections, limitations, mga glitches in the record keeping. No? Kung minsan nami-misplace ng mga secretary, so hanapin pa niya. So it could happen, no? So kung meron kayong previous medical records, pang backup para makita na kagad, no? Have digital copies of all your medical records, scan paper copies of existing medical records. Sa ngayon, madali lang, you don't need actually scan, i-picture mo na lang, okay, with your cell phone and then just keep them in a file. One, digitalizing your records is an efficient way of doing archiving and safekeeping. So a lot of times, yung mga pasyente, pinapakita na sa akin, minsan yung photocopy, yung picture ng mga records nila. So, but it's also important to have a hard copy. So number 2, digitalizing your records come in handy during telemedical consultations and communication. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, no? So wala silang dalang hard copies, at least kuminsan nakikita natin sa cellphone nila, nasa gallery, nasa album nila, at madaling ma-review ng doktor. No? For records disaster preparedness and recovery program, have a backup of all your medical records in case one set gets lost. Pag nawala, you can call that a disaster. Kung may sunog, yan, nawawala rin. So make sure where you place your backup copy in an off-site, away from the usual site. So nowadays, it's probably more practical. You put it in the cloud, but make sure walang maghahack sa mga cloud ninyo. So I think that's the last slide. So summary and takeaway, I have discussed the following. Okay, I presented the background there of this pep talk. Yung isang pasyente na hindi nagtatago ng records, na kaya nahirapan kami. No? Then what are the medical records? Why should all people keep their medical records for life? How should all people generate or keep their medical records for life in terms of generating, keeping, and archiving? And then my advocating statements and advice on keeping medical records for life. So Takeaway in relation to patient empowerment, be always in touch with reliable medical information and keeping medical records for life, why, and how. Knowledge is power, it gives power. Use the four Ks of patient empowerment, kaalaman, kakayanan, karapatan, and kapangyarihan to gain greater control over decisions and make better decisions on keeping medical records for life, why, and how as part of your health management. So with that, I end my pep talk today. I hope I have empowered you to have an essential understanding on keeping medical records for life. I want to emphasize that, why and how, as part of your health management. Before we go to the QA reminder after taking after the pep talk, take the online learning evaluation test exercise for mastery learning and have a perfect score to get a certificate like this. I placed the link in the chat box. And then obtaining 25 OLETE certificates will entitle one mentee to a voucher for a free RO Hoson medical consultation, either face-to-face or telemedical. Then feedback, please type in your feedback in the chat box during the open forum and before we adjourn. So let's now have a group picture taking before we start the QA and interactions. Please show your faces now in the video. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Nasaan na? Ulit. 1, 2, 3. Okay. The floor is now open for questions, comments, suggestions, recommendations for improvement. Baka may gusto niyong idagdag sa aking mga suggestions. And then if you want to share your experience also, please do. We can learn from each other. Okay. Who has a complete medical records in their files now? Show of hands. Ako, meron. Ayun, si Abet, meron. Dalawa lang kami. Oh, let's say 50%. Ayan, tatlo na kami, si Lorly. How about
Feeling ko
those
naman na po.
totally wala? Di tinatago. Ay, si Maridel, di mo tinatago yung medical records mo?
Feeling ko, ano po, ang tawag dito, na-take advantage ko yung doc. As bata pa, lalo na nung dati, bata pa ako, bihira naman ako magpaano. So, which is lagi nga pala akong na-check up sa hospital kasi hindi ko alam, lagi pa lang, may allergy pala ako every year round. Lagi akong nagkakasakit, parang ganun. Na hindi pa ako aware nun kasi bata pa ako. Tapos nung tumagal-tagal, na-realize ko yung same scenario na every ganitong season, lagi akong sinisipon na parang laging paracetamol lang iniinom ko, na 1 week akong magkakasakit, tapos nakakayanan ko. After yun pala, may allergy pala ako na hindi siya na-address lagi. Tapos parang naging okay lang yung season ko. So parang kinakaya vitamins, ganun. So, I think panahon na para balikan ko yung mga nasa memory ko. I think journal would be great. Like, hindi ko natitake advantage ko yun, Dok, na na-realize ko as I matured, lalo na dito, na ang ano pala niya, importante siya na hindi ko ganun, hindi ako aware. Ngayon ko lang na feel yung ganun kabigat yung ganun kabigat yung kagandahan na may na journal yon or tinatabi yung records ganun. So I think for this doc, na-inspired ako na mag-keep at mag-start na mag-journal ng mga records ko. And even halimbawa sa pamangkin ko na pwede ko din siyang i-inspired na pag ganito as he matured na aware din siya sa mga ganito kasi sakitin din yung parang namana nila yung allergy na hindi pa siya aware. Ganun, na mga ganon. So, this is a good thing, Doc, nakaabot ako kasi medyo late akong pumasok eh. So, good
Ano,
thing na abutan ko.
ano ba yung naabutan mo?
I mean, nag-start pa kayo nung, mga ano na ako pumasok, Doc, mga late 2. So, nag-start na kayo na dinidiscuss yun na agad yung medical records. So,
Okay.
andun sa, oo. Naabot ako naman yung full gist ng buong talk.
Anyway,
So,
you can watch the video naman. You can watch
yes
ano,
po.
kasi.
And actually, subscriber ako sa YouTube. Pag,
Okay.
pag nami-miss out ko,
Okay.
doon ko na lang pinapanood. So,
So ano yung sinasabi ng mga pag pumupunta ka sa doktor? Di ba tinatanong ka ng mga allergy mo, yung mga ganon?
opo,
Paulit-ulit
tas
lang.
parang paulit-ulit siya, tas parang hanggang ngayon, parang pag kailan yung ganito mo, kailan ka huling na allergy or whatsoever, nami-miss out ko siya na parang, mas maganda pala yung may list ako, which is, yun nga yung buong explain nyo kanina na, o nga, ano, bakit matagal ka na, di ko naisip yun. Kasi paulit-ulit na rin lang naman ako tinatanong, bakit di ko ba ginawa yun? Yung ganon. Hindi ko kasi na-feel yung heavy nor. Eh di sana, maski sa tatay ko din, nakapile na ako, ganon. Parang
Oh,
maganda
okay.
pala yung, yung set na yun.
Oo.
Ayun lang po.
At least, i-start mo na yun for yourself, no?
Yes
Okay.
po, actually,
And
Doc.
then, and then, ilista mo na kung ano yung mga substance na allergy ka, no? So that, actually, sabi ko nga, you can do your self-diagnosis kasi ikaw nakakaalam. Yung mga doktor, pag tinitingnan ka, bagong doktor, paulit-ulit tanong niya, ano, di ba? So, pero pag ikaw, you know your own history, alam mo na kung ano yung allergens, di ba? So, you can avoid it already para makatipid ka rin. Gusto
Mhm.
pare-pare lang binibigay sa iyo, di ba? Na yung mga gamot.
Yes,
No?
Doc. Actually, parang nung COVID times, tapos meron yung mga moment na iba't iba yung parang binibigay. Syempre dahil hindi ko din, yun nga din, yung, maski yung parang mga reseta, dahil minsan
Ah,
iba't iba yung pinupuntahan kong doktor. So yung mga meds na binibigay nila sa akin, hindi ko rin nakikip or hindi ko rin natatabi. So parang, pag tinatanong, ano yung dati mong ininom na gamot? Wala rin akong masabi. So parang
yeah,
wala silang pagpapasehan kung ano yung effective sa akin at ano yung parang kung ilang grams or ganito, parang ganon.
yeah,
Wala
yeah,
akong ganong ano.
yeah,
Ayun lang,
yeah,
Dok.
yeah. Come to think of it, tago mo rin pala yung mga reseta ng gamot ninyo, no? Okay. Kasi para malaman niyo kung anong effective o hindi, na. Tapos kung saka yung mga magkano, di ba? Di ba? Iba-ibang presyo, di ba? Para ma-compare ninyo. No? Okay, so you can start on your own. If you need my help, just tell me, no, where to start. No? Okay. Okay, thank you for joining us, Maribel. Okay. So, sinong walang medical records at all? Wala. Wala. Perla, ikaw, meron? Unmute. Unmute, Perla. Unmute. Di ka namin naririnig. Nga.
Kompleto po, doktor. Mula nung nagpera ako ng goiter ko nung 1999, nakafile pa sa akin yung histopath, yung ano ba yun, yung histopath ba tawag
Yeah,
doon?
he's the pata.
Nakafile pa sa akin hanggang ngayon.
Okay. Tago mo lang, ha? Okay.
Oo, pati yung mga lahat ng mga reseta, mga nagawa sa akin, nakafile ng folder, nakalagay medical records, nakalagay po.
Oo.
Yung mga
Tama yun.
ultrasound, isa-isa lang nilagay yung
Very
ultrasound,
good.
lahat
Very good.
ultrasound, lahat mga, yung mga to, the echo, mga ganun, mga folder po lahat yun.
Yeah. Kasi number
Mm.
one, we don't know what will, hindi natin mapipredict kung uulit yung problema natin. So, yung tatanong ng mga doktor yun, no? Number two, once you see another doctor, palaging may kahon yan eh. What's your past history? Pag sinabing past history, hahanapan ka ng tatanong ka, ano ba yung dating sakit mo? No? Para hindi kayo mahirapan sumagot, basta pa, it's either you give them a copy of your records, no? Ganon.
Oo, ipakita mo lang yun. Alam na po nila eh. Kung halimbawa, hindi ka
Oo.
na, ito po yung records ko, mga ganun. Alam na po
Oo.
nila, hindi ka na mag-explain.
Yeah. Okay. Sana maraming gagawa ng ganun ng ano, habit, no? Sana. Okay. Anybody else who want to share? So I assume all of you have a copy, kahit na konti, but at least, but try to reconstruct now kung ano, especially lahat kayo adult na, di ba? Okay. So in the future, magkakaroon kayo mga sakit, we could avoid that, no? So at least para to facilitate yung mga, number one, yung diagnosis sa inyo, number two, yung mga tatanong sa inyo, mga doktor, i-compile na ninyo, no? Okay. Compile na ninyo, no? Okay. Lalo na yung mga may history na previous operations, no? I-compile ninyo, no? Okay. Okay? Any more questions? I hope this will be the last time. O sige, pwede ko pang ulitin ito. Actually, yung first one ko, very intensive na yung lecture ko, no? So, pero kasi na-meet ko isang pasyente lately at talagang walang-wala. Kaya I decided to repeat this lecture, no? Okay. Hopefully, okay, I can reach out to more people and then with your help, tulungan niyo ako, no? Reach out to your friends, to your relatives, ano, show them the importance of records keeping, no? Okay? So kung wala na, okay. Anything to add? Dr. Ray Benjamin Hoson?
Ah, halos nasabi naman lahat. Important talaga na makip yung mga records. Pero ngayon, in the advent na lahat
Can you
na...
show your face? Can you show your face?
Hello po.
Yeah.
Ngayon na in the advent na lahat ng consultation halos EMR na yung ginagamit. So, di ba, electronic na yung ginagamit sa mga consult. So, hindi tinatago talaga sa system yung mga records. So, kung kaya, request na lang din ng copy kasi parang hindi siya standard na binibigay yung records tulad ng ginagawa mo na prescription pad tapos may carbon paper para may copy po yung patient. Ngayon kasi pag nasa computer kasi yun, nasa system na lahat. So kung kaya, try na lang mag-request ng copy ng consultation. So
Pwede ba
para may
mag-request? Anong ginagawa sa Singapore? Do they give out, yung outpatient?
Ay,
Nag-give,
dito may app pero puro result lang siya. Pero yung consultation itself, nasa parang electronic chart siya.
kaya nga, so wala yung copy ng pasyente.
Wala.
Okay, so worldwide yan, wala problema yon, di ba? Okay. So dito, yung mga nagko-computer, oh, abet yung sa inyo, di ba computerized kayo kay Brody? Nagbibigay kayong records, pasyente?
No, just the prescription, but not the record.
Prescription lang.
Yeah, the prescription only.
So wala yung history, walang ano.
No.
Ewan ko. I don't know how to solve that problem. Yan downside ng mga electronic medical recording, no? Walang unless talagang voluntary nila bibigay yung isang copy sa isang pasyente, i-print out nila, no? Okay. Pero I don't know when that will happen. At least na akin, hard copy, kahit na carbon copy lang, pwede na. At least merong mahahawakan ng mga pasyente. No? At least, okay. Kaysa wala. No? Anyway, sige. So, just make sure that you have a copy as much as possible of your outpatient records. No? Yan ang pinaka-challenge ngayon. Outpatient. No? Okay. Okay. So if there are no more questions, we'll call it a day. We'll see each other again next week. No? Okay? Bye-bye.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you po, Doc. Happy weekend po.
Bye.
Thank you, Doc.
Weekend.
Thank you po, Doc. Thank you.
Bye-bye.